women who want to be successful, especially women in this audience, are trying to think about the future of their careers in intellectual property, what's the one bit of advice you would give them? So I'm going to go back to Maria Fernanda.
In LATAM, women are the centerpiece of the family. We are expected to fulfill several roles: mother, wives, housekeepers, sisters, friends, and super professionals. And we must perform all those roles at a level of perfection. We forget that we need time for ourselves and not only to be dedicated to others. I learned these lessons with a hard stop in my life. 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer and I was living a hectic life back in those years. Thanks God, I recovered and I learned that we need to devote more time to us, that we need to be at ease with our own fragility and our failures, and that we must be kind to ourselves, and that we must try to keep always a balance between your personal and your professional life.
Mafi has one of the best attitudes anybody you'll ever meet, and you see it there, no matter what comes your way, attitude. So thanks for all that advice, Maria Fernanda. And I'm going to go back to Precious.
One piece of advice I would give is go for it. I'll tell any woman out there interested in the field of IP to go for it. Women are the largest untapped resource of potential anywhere. So women need to fill up that space. There is room for your voice, your ideas, your creativity, and your contribution is needed. Women are creators, they're enablers. Martha said, we are multitaskers. We can do anything that we put our minds to. And the world of IP is a world of gold. Ideas are gold, and we need more hands, more women in the world of IP. There are more complex problems, and we need minds like women's that can solve such complex problems. So we need more women, and women should go for it in the career of IP.
Excellent. Couldn't agree more. And Precious is an example of someone who's gone for it. So thank you for sharing that. Karen, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think because of the growing appreciation of the value of diversity and inclusion, there has never been a better time to be a woman in IP. And I think what's really important is building on relationships, the relationships that you have with the women and men who are experienced, who are knowledgeable, and tap into that resource. And that goes back to the issue of mentors and sponsors, which Lisa has talked about. Mentors talk to you, you nurture the protege, and questions are answered, strategies are discussed, and there's professional development. But I like the idea of sponsors, really, because, as I said, mentors talk to you, but sponsors talk about you. And to tap into the network, I mean, I think one of the greatest advantages that we have as intellectual property lawyers is because of the harmonization of IP, we are brought together closer than any other area in the legal profession. We network, we have relationships, we belong to regional, local, international organizations, alliances. We get involved, and we have the opportunities that most legal people in the legal profession don't have. And I think that's a great resource for us to tap into, to find those mentors, find those sponsors, and to harness those relationships to help with the career development. So I think that's something that we have the advantage of, and we need to exploit it.
Yeah, that's huge. It's about people, and relationships are so critical to everybody. So thanks for sharing that, Karen. Suzanne, your insights on.
I think the biggest insight that I learned was don't be afraid to ask for what you need, whether that's help, whether that's looking for a sponsor, someone to talk you up, someone to deal with a difficult client who's misogynistic, whatever the case may be. There are people around you, whether it's your family, your colleagues, your work relationships, who would love to help. But as I said before, and even Mafe talked about, as women, we are taught we have to be perfect. We are very, very good at appearing like we have it all together, and people can't tell when we're struggling. And so unless you ask for help, people think you tend to have it under control, even when you're drowning and you're dying inside. So again, I think I wish I had done that earlier in my career, because there were plenty of people who wanted desperately to help, but didn't know I was struggling. So again, that's probably one of the hardest things for us to do. And yet it's one of the most rewarding things for people to be able to help someone along the way. And I'm sure all of us do that with people that we know as well.